Hey, everybody, we're here for a new episode of Five for Talking. We're here, second episode of the playoffs. Unfortunately, Leafs are out, and that's all we have to say about that. And the episode's over. But no, I'm here with Caps, the muscles and the sauce, the boss, coach of the team. And we talk about some playoffs. So I guess just quickly for the news before we get right into this, Leafs Shanahan confirms that Keefe and Dubas will return next season. Bad move. On to the playoffs, the meat of the playoffs here. I really just want to talk about the round that we're in right now. So is that okay with you?
Go ahead.
All right. So right now you have in the Western Conference, we'll start in the West. You have Colorado versus St. Louis. I know we're pretty heavy on Colorado. We both have been. But do you think the Blues got to have a shot?
No.
Like, do you think the Blues win games?
Well, first and foremost, that was probably the other shock of the whole playoff series is Minnesota losing to St. Louis. I didn't think that was going to happen.
I think that was probably the biggest.
Yeah. I think St. Louis wins one game.
Okay. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here. I'm going to say they win two, but it's going to be an ugly game in overtime. But that is what that is. So, I mean, I think it's fair to say we both are very high on Colorado. Like I said, this is a great series. Calgary versus Edmonton.
And not for Bettman, though.
Yeah, I mean.
Probably for Alberta, but not for Bettman because for obvious reasons. But it'll be really cool. And we're guaranteed a Canadian team going to the next round. So
I think that's, you know what's funny? I was talking about this at work, and obviously this is for both of us. But when you really look at the way the NHL is designed for the divisions, basically, no matter what happens in the Western Conference, the Pacific or Central, all the Canadian teams are in one division except Winnipeg in the West, and in the East, all the Canadian teams are in one division. So you have no choice but to process of elimination. So there can never be a semifinals, except maybe in the West, which probably will never happen anyways. And I think that's kind of sucky because the odds of getting two Canadian teams to the finals is already slim because they have to beat each other to get there.
Yeah, I would have to agree on that. I mean, I don't really have much to add to that. I guess the only thing that we can say to that is to reformat the playoff matchups. But yeah, with how they're designed right now, you're exactly right. I really don't have anything to add to that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So Calgary and Edmonton. Who do you think wins?
I take Calgary. I think they're just built better, coached better. It's so funny because I say that they're coached better, but then on the flip side, this coach that they have right now, and I don't even know his name to be honest with you, but this coach that they have right now in Edmonton has really turned it around for them, and they have been on a pretty good streak as of late. So I guess I would say that they're pretty unpredictable, but with how the season went and how both teams performed throughout the season, I would have to go with Calgary at this point because they're just built. They just look like they're built for the playoffs.
Yeah, his name is Jay Woodcroft. Just for that, but I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think you said that really well. Edmonton's second half of their offense is fluff, and the second half of their defense unit is fluff. And they don't, in my opinion, they don't have a good goalie in that system at all. I'm sorry, but 47-year-old Mike Smith is not good. he might have a good game, but he's not going to win you a series on his own. And with that team, I don't see. But they are rolling hot, and that's always a thing in the playoffs. However, I agree with you, Calgary, and I say Calgary will win in 6.
Okay.
I think Colorado. I think McDavid will win 2 games on his own. So that aside, now we'll move on to the Eastern Conference. Oh crap! Yeah, Florida versus Tampa Bay, and I'm gonna stay right with. I'll go on this one first. I'm staying right with my instinct here, and I think Florida is gonna win.
I don't think anybody could be really wrong with this. This is a tough matchup, and it's going to be hard for both teams. To be honest with you, I think this should have been the semifinal, but with that stupid playoff format,
Yeah, it kind of. I get it.
But I think I said it before, and I'll say it again. Whoever won the Toronto Tampa series was going to make it to the final. So at this point, I'm going to have to go Tampa.
Hey, that's fair. How many games?
Oh, I think this goes the distance.
Yeah, I think this goes 7. I definitely have to agree with you there. 2 really good teams. This arguably the 2 best teams not named Colorado that are left in the playoffs. So
yeah, I mean, you got 2 players that are having career seasons in Hedman and Stamkos. Brendan points out. You got Huberdeau. Can't never say. Who had a career season. Bobrovsky's playing well, but I think what's going to ensure a playoff series win is which goalie is going to steal it for their team. And I'm sorry, Vasilevsky to me looks like he's just that much better than Bobrovsky at this point. And that can always change because, Florida's offense is just absolutely insane. But Vasilevsky could steal it.
Yeah, well, Bobrovsky's a 2-time Vezina winner, but I do think that Vasilevsky is the best goalie in the NHL.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think on that note, I think you're correct. I still think Florida's built different.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it is. It is. I agree. Like the Leafs and Tampa were a very similar build of team. Yeah. I would say Tampa Bay is probably a little thinner. They just did pretty well there. But Florida is like a strong team as well as being a good defensive team and still having offense. So, but I think the goalie could be a difference, and that's a good factor. So moving on, the last series, Carolina versus the New York Rangers.
Carolina.
Yeah, I think you want my honest opinion? I think Carolina wins 4-0.
Yeah, is Anderson going to be back?
I haven't seen any. I have not seen any word of that. It's funny that you said that because I looked it up. I'm even looking right now just to make sure, and no, I don't see that.
Yeah, I think Carolina takes it. I think if Crosby didn't get injured, they probably would have pulled through and actually eliminated the Rangers. If Crosby didn't get injured,
a lot of people are saying that if Jari was there for the whole series, it would have been a difference. But to me, I don't even think Jari's that good of a goalie. He's better than DeSmith.
I didn't see a difference. They both played well. I think they both played well.
I think that team just brings the best out of their goalies. They really do, because I don't think either one of those goalies in a different situation does anything. But I mean, Crosby, you had the games missed with Crosby. Malkin barely showed up at all in that series.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is what it is. But I wanted the Rangers to win. I think the Rangers are the better overall team than Pittsburgh. They just don't have that star power. But they have a soaring goalie right now. They have 2 hot goalies right now.
One of which is a finalist for the MVP.
Which is crazy. When's the last time you seen that? Dominic Hasek?
Probably Carey Price. No, Vasilevsky maybe.
Maybe. I don't think he ever was.
That was just a guess.
Hey, if you had to guess, that's 2 good choices. Yeah. So, but I mean, that is the core of what we have there. How many games do you think that goes?
Which one? The
Carolina, New York.
um I think it goes 6 games. I think Rangers make a push for it.
Yeah.
Only because of Anderson not being there. But I think they make a push for it. I
Okay.
think they win a couple games.
I'll give you that. You know what? I'll change mine. I think the Rangers will win a game unless Anderson comes back. If Anderson plays, I don't even think the Rangers win a game. I really don't. Carolina's really good, and they have proved it. Every time someone thought they were going to be out this playoffs, they came back and won the next game by a lot.
Well, we've said it for many. We said it for years, man. They are built. They built a pretty good team there. It's a really solid team. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of star power there. AO, but
Yeah, they have a few Svachenkov and but I agree with you. Um, and it's funny because in the last couple of years they've lost so many pieces, whether it be in the off season or through deadline moves, and they still continue to be just as good,
yeah.
which is
But
like pretty crazy.
well, that's credit to the coaching staff there. You know, Rob
That
Benbour has done a pretty good job in
fantastic.
keeping all those guys in line and keeping the chemistry amongst the players, so they know how to play. They know each other very well and they know how to play. So that's a credit to him.
Yeah, 100%. He's one of the better coaches in the NHL, and I think he does get overlooked a lot. Uh,
Well, I only think he ever had that one assignment, and that was coaching the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't think he's ever done anything else.
no, I think he might have been an assistant coach somewhere.
Mm.
But yeah. I mean he retired in Carolina,
Yeah, so he
so
knows the team well.
yeah, he won the cup there with them when he was there. He might have been the captain of the
He might have
team.
been the captain too.
So I mean, I like that. I like that story. I'm really feeling like I know it's like taboo to think that to be like, oh, I'm enjoying seeing the teams from the South do well, but it's nice to see these teams that people just brush off really doing well. Like Tampa Bay's been like 5 years in a row; they've been good. Florida has been the like feel good story of the year. And Carolina is like, I'm very happy. I would love to see it. But you know, well, why not the Rangers? I would love to see the Rangers win a cup. The only team here that I don't want to win is Edmonton, just because I want to continue to see them suffer like the Leafs. But I'm not going to sit here as a person doing a hockey show and pretend that I don't think they're good or they don't deserve it. I mean, selfishly, I would like that, but they're a well built team. They're missing a few integral pieces. I think if you put a goalie in Edmonton, they are a really strong team, like a legit starting goalie.
Um,
Look at Calgary. Look at Calgary's turnaround. I know they got some other pieces, but just having Markstrom has completely changed the entire team.
I think Calgary's situation is more Sutter and the way they've been coached. I think Markstrom does add something to the team, but I think they're just playing way better than they did before.
Fair.
With Edmonton, yeah, they could have used another goalie. Mike Smith is very, very streaky. But to me, it doesn't. If they win, they win. It doesn't matter to me.
You know what? I would like to see Connor McDavid win. Now that I think of it, like the guy's career is already Hall of Fame worthy. You might as well give him the cup and cement him. But really, that's all I have. Do you have anything else? All right. So, guys, thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. We're going to try to keep these episodes a little shorter and mostly keep it based on what's happening right now in hockey rather than newsy stuff or discussing the Leafs for a long time. But thanks for watching. Let us know who you think is going to win out of this group of teams and come back next Tuesday. Wednesday? Tuesday, Wednesday. Peace out.